But actually, my wife noticed that also. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you got any fuzz on your neck though?
No, dude. No, I'm fuzz free.
Dude,
Tried to tell him that.
he tried to tell you. I know it's funny.
I know.
I didn't know if it was like a mole or something. I'm not gonna be like, hey,
I'm
you're
good.
gonna...
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, dude. Let me know if you see black fuzz growing on me.
That's so funny.
Dude, whatever. We can't make things like too professional, I swear.
Yeah, for sure.
It can't be too polished. We got to be a little punk rock still. So, dude, happy belated Father's Day. I know we were texting each other, but happy Father's Day, man.
Dude,
did you guys have a good one?
We did. It was really good. Honestly, it was really solid.
Awesome.
We're recording?
We're recording. We're live.
Okay,
we started.
Sweet. Perfect.
We'll do it live. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was really good. It was really good. It kind of turned into Father's Day weekend. We
nice.
My family took me to go see an arena football game on Friday.
Awesome.
Have you ever been to arena football?
I have, like, years ago in Spokane, Washington. I remember I went to one like years and years ago, but
dude, it was epic. I had never been to it. I've seen it on TV every now and then.
Yeah.
You know, like in the sport off season, and it always looks kind of crazy. In person, it's so intense, dude.
Is it?
Yeah, because you're playing in like a hockey size arena, right? And they're playing like 8-on-8 full tackle football, you know?
Yeah.
And there's no like net or glass or anything. So you got to keep your head on a swivel. Like balls come out into the fan.
Yeah. That's cool.
Well, it's really cool. They like let the people keep the balls too. So it's like kind of like a baseball experience where like everyone's trying to get a ball, you know?
That's cool.
You know, big hits, like it's all right there too.
Yeah.
You know, like if you've been to an NFL game or like a big college game, you got like the sidelines, you've got this weird kind of like there's all these like reporters and everything.
Yep.
And the field's so big that,
and if you're up in the nosebleeds, you know, it's
100%.
like they're like ants down there.
Yeah, but we were like 3 rows away, and there's just guys just getting clobbered right in front. The punts are going like well, they're not punting, but like the kickoffs going into the crowd almost every time. It was awesome.
That's awesome, man. Very cool.
And did not know this when we bought tickets. Method Man was there.
Oh, no way.
It was so random.
What?
I have no idea why, but Wu-Tang, man. Wu-Tang forever, baby.
Yeah, dude, that's hilarious.
So, he did the coin toss to start the game. I'll have to send you a picture. He came in a lowrider to like as like the intro to the game. It was the most like California.
I had no idea.
It was awesome.
I had no idea that arena football was such a thing. That
dude, I don't know that it is, but it was awesome. He rolled in a lowrider, hopped out, did the coin flip, and then after the game sang a couple songs. So wow. 10 out of 10 experience.
That's super cool, man. That sounds awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Father's Day was great. Started off a little stressful. We were trying to leave the house, and I don't know what happened, man. So when we bought this house almost 2 years ago, there were some dents in the garage. Somebody had backed into it, a previous owner. And we tried to get the seller to go down, you know, or like give us a credit for it. They wouldn't do it. We were like, whatever, you know, rest of the house is great. So I think just like over time, this garage door, which was always a little wobbly because of those dents, I think just over time, and I just don't pay attention to it, man. Like I'm, you know, all the other things I'm paying attention to.
Yeah.
The garage door, I just think over time, like the more it wobbled, the more it just kept like making the track crooked. And again, I'm not paying any attention to it. And finally, I think the track just like gave up. So it got stuck. The cable like came off on snapped on one end. It's all over the place. I'm like, we're trying to pull it down, could not get it to budge. So we ended up having somebody come out, take a look at it. We have to do a whole new garage door. At the same time, like I was supposed to have a plumber come out because like I know there's this weird smell coming from our kitchen sink, and I'm just like, something is up here. So all of that, just the joys of home ownership, man. But we did get out. Bro. We finally got out of the house. We spent the day. I mean, I posted a picture, you know, Jan and the boys got me a missing link record, which is awesome. Shout out to the Elder Emo on Instagram with the Elder Emo shirt. I think I'm backwards, but I'm too old for this pit. So like I said, maybe Jana is hinting that it's time for Mosh retirement, but I don't think I'm there yet.
That's so great.
But we did like a lot of like my favorite stuff. We went into Phoenix, which I love downtown Phoenix. And this time of year, because it's like, a few shades cooler than like the pits of hell in Phoenix right now, dude. There's nobody here. So it's usually pretty dead at downtown Phoenix. But there was like a Diamondbacks game going on. So there's a few people, out and about. But we went to this place called Wren and Wolf in downtown Phoenix, which is like I haven't, like, maybe someday I'll share the story, but when I was a kid, dude, I loved wolves. I was such a nerd. I loved wolves. I had wolf stuff everywhere. So like Jana still makes fun of me for it. My family still makes fun of me for it. But Wren and Wolf is this restaurant in downtown Phoenix, which actually has like all these super gnarly like wolf paintings all over the place. But really cool restaurant. I went there, had chicken and donuts, not chicken and waffles, but I had chicken and donuts, and it was amazing.
Dude. Well, okay. I don't know if I should say this online. I'll say this before we're like too famous. I was an even weirder kid. Okay, I'm gonna blow your mind right now.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I used to have a zebra collection.
Dude, zebras are not. If you were to go on Family Feud and be like, we interviewed 100 kids and asked them what their favorite animals were. Dude,
I used to go to the zoo and like have my picture taken next to the zebra every time. I've got like 100 pictures of me standing next to zebras, and I've got like little like trinkets and stuff. My mom, and like this, I was like little, okay, but like it's like my mom, like I was like, I don't know, my 20s, she comes back. She's like, hey, I thought you might like this box of zebras.
So funny, man.
Oh, like, please stop. Please never remind me of this.
Dude,
so
all right.
Wolves are, in my opinion, wolves are way cooler.
Those are at least cool. You gotta get a zebra tattoo. I've got a couple of wolf tattoos. So dude,
I don't
so
have
funny.
a zebra tattoo.
That's so funny. Well, and the way that it happened for me was like, at one point when I was a little kid, my parents were like, what's your favorite animal? I was like, I don't know, a wolf. But then that stuck for like the next 15 years. Everything. Dude, I had wolf wallpaper. I had wolf like wind chimes, figurines. Somebody one year like adopted a wolf for me, and they like paid for me to get updates on how this wolf was doing, and it died in like 2 months or something like that. I was the wolf kid.
Isn't that kind of how it happens too? Or like, it's like someone's like just known for something, and then they're like, I don't even really like this, but it just like becomes a thing. Yeah.
My little brother's was panda bears, so I feel like panda bears has got to be. It's still not as weird as zebras, though, bro.
Okay, easy.
Zebras is the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life as far as favorite animals. Dude, I would take like turtles before.
I get it.
All right. Dude,
we gotta cut that part.
Awesome.
I can't have people knowing I'm a zebra freak.
No way.
Dude, also we can't move on without talking about Sleeping Giant.
Exactly.
Epic show. I gotta redeem myself a little bit here.
That's right.
Sounds
cool now.
On Saturday, me and a couple of the guys, actually like this original crew, we haven't been to a show for a while, so it was really cool. It was cool just to like get the four of us back together, and then Dan's brother was there who goes to show something. We had like a really good squad go.
Cool.
It was on a Saturday, so we could get down there in time. Took the trip up to Pomona. Marco, Dan, Oscar, all the boys. We got there, and it was an awesome show, man.
Cool.
Like, so Amor de Dios opened it up.
Yeah, I love those guys. I have.
So
yeah, love those guys, man.
And they're like the next Sleeping Giant. I swear. Like they've got a ton of respect. They've been playing these like gritty, small little basement shows.
Yeah.
They've been popping up all over social media. They're out of Tijuana. So they're awesome.
Very
they got
cool.
up there, put on a great show. I got a Amor de Dios t-shirt. Like it was super cool.
Yeah.
And then Dynasty. So if you've ever like old school,
I was into
hardcore,
Dynasty, man. Back
Dude,
like the Face Down Records days, I was really into Dynasty.
They were so sick. Like
That's
it reminds me of like, I don't know, Christian Terror or something.
100%,
It's like, but just really cool dudes, old school, got up there, ton of respect. And there was all kinds of like collabs all night going on too.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Sleeping Giant gets up there. And like the place is packed, sold out show. They're on their second day. I don't know if you saw that the first day on Friday, Kat Von D was up on stage.
Yeah.
And there was all kinds of just kind of random, it was just like their big reunion show.
Yeah.
So it was really like a celebration of Sleeping Giant, a Face Down, of it was cool.
Yeah.
So and one of the craziest pits I've seen recently. Like I'm not kidding.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean,
Marco,
this is like
Vulture's weekly, beatdown guy. So Pitts. Yeah. So Marco got his lip busted.
Dude, yeah. Oscar got a black eye. Like, and it was just like we came out of there just like hobbling. And it was it was violent, it was wild, it was crazy. Yeah. Everyone there was my age or within the area. There wasn't a lot of kids there. There was a couple parents that like had their kids up on the balcony because what they like, but everyone's like, it was everyone like big Sleeping Giant fans.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I kind of had this like memory of the early O's, like early like preachcore, Christian hardcore. And I don't know if you agree with me on this take, but I kind of feel like some of those like hardcore Christian pits get a little bit crazier because all the Christian hardcore kids feel like they have something to prove,
It's so, it's funny you say that because like as soon as you wrote something about that in our notes here, and I remember thinking back because I went to like a small Christian like private school growing up. And dude, there totally was this mentality when I was a kid that like when you went to parties with like, kids that went to public school, you had to outdo everyone because everyone automatically thought you were a goody two-shoe for going to a Christian school. So you absolutely like had to go harder. So I could see that translate, now that we're all in our 30s and 40s. Like we got to prove that we're hard at a Christian hardcore show. I could definitely see that because I definitely had that mentality when I was at least in high school, dude, for sure.
Oh, because I'm sure there's people that haven't gone to one of these shows and they're like, oh, that's cute, like a Christian hardcore show. That would even be like my gut reaction. Like, but dude, there was crowd killing. There was and that it was brutal.
That is, to me, that is interesting because like I do remember going to like Christian hardcore shows a lot when I was younger. And I remember like I'd have friends that like, went to like youth group and stuff like that who would go to these shows, but then I would take them to a show that was not a Christian show. And I was always nervous for them because at least it was like at the Christian, if it was like all Christian bands in the lineup, it was a little bit different. So I'm surprised that like, Sleeping Giant was like that because it was a little bit different. I was definitely nervous for like my friends, that would come to see, I don't know, like if they came to see like Terror or something like that and they were wearing a For Today t-shirt and I was just like, good luck, bro. Like,
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting now that we're all, a bunch of older,
And I know what you mean. I think like it's hard to put my finger on it, like because it's like there's not a sense of like, oh, like screw this guy, I just want to hurt each other.
Sure,
but I'm saying that like it wasn't any less intense as far as like the moshing, the pits, the intensity.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's cool, man.
It was fun.
Yeah,
overall, it was a ton of fun. And just a good scene, just a very like. Everyone's singing every word to every song, one of those kind of shows. So super
awesome,
cool.
Man. Yeah, well, and who knows? Sounds like those guys are at least doing Furnace Fest. So, maybe they're making the rounds. Who knows? We'll see what happens with Sleeping Giant. So I'm glad it was a good show. I'm glad like people turned out for it, man. That's definitely cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool, man. Well, I want to talk a little bit more here in a bit about pits too, and like, stuff like that. There's been I feel like I've had like all these introspective, driving, thinking. I don't know, man. It's all probably just a bunch of BS, but I've had
been
some
enlightened.
thoughts. I've had some thoughts. That's right. Yeah, I got there were some things that got knocked into me when I had my nose broken at Missing Link. But before we get into it, though, let's talk about bands that everyone should know.
Let's do it.
This one, I wanted to give these guys a shout out. We had a listener reach out to us on Instagram. His name is Scott. Shout out, Scott. He turned me on to these guys. I don't know. Had you heard Bore before?
No.
Bore? I hadn't either.
No.
And so I checked these guys out. The way Scott put it is he said these guys are filling the hole left by Every Time I Die. And I feel like that's just the perfect description. I mean, these guys are, Every Time I Die is from Buffalo. These guys are from Long Island. So, but it's not like the, typical New York, like kind of old school hardcore. It's like the very chaotic, like very punk, crusty, kind of that mathcore, riffs and stuff like that. Super cool band. I listened to them for a while yesterday. Had a message, Scott back right. I was like, dude, these guys rip. Super fun. So yeah, if you're ever sitting around, you're missing, bands like The Chariot, Every Time I Die, waiting to see what's going on with Better Lovers or, 68 now that they're done, and Josh Scoggin, like who knows what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Definitely check out Bore. It looks like they're kind of doing the local show circuit.
Yeah.
On the East Coast. I did see they opened up a while back for Wounded Touch. So, I mean, they're definitely gaining some popularity. They're, people are starting to notice them. So, yeah, go check out Bore, Bore. Not like the animal, but like, you're going to bore a hole in someone's brain with this music or something like that. So,
nice. All right. Yeah, I dig it. I'll have to go check them out. I love, too, that we got a recommendation from listeners. That was actually something I forgot to say during Sleeping Giant.
Yeah.
I was blown away. We had two different guys come up to me and be like, "Hey, are you from that podcast?" And
so great.
I'm like not trying to like flex or anything.
Sure,
it's just cool that it's like so cool that people like our content and they're listening to it, and then it was just awesome. And at that show, like I got to meet up with the Propositions who we had on this podcast. I saw him afterwards in the pit. I got to meet up with this other podcast, like kind of in within kind of our realm. So it's just like really cool that like to be in the conversation now. So, and I was just going to say to anybody who sees any of us at shows, like we would love for you to come up. Well, we're going to try to get some stickers or something.
Oh yeah.
And just like say what's up. So
yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yeah. It was really weird. The first time I had, which has happened a few times now, but a while back, I just like, it's one thing to like be in a room, like you and I hanging out talking to each other, but then someone comes up and they're like, "Hey, you're all over my Instagram feed. Like, I love the podcast." So I'm like, "Oh, hey," like just totally forget how to speak. Like, I'm not that guy, and just run away, but no, it is cool. Like, come, we love it when people reach out to us, online, but then obviously, our whole thing is we want to build community, man. So it's like, yeah, come hang out. We'd love to hang out at the show. Come say hi for sure.
Oh, dude, exactly. And it goes into like someone made a recommendation in a comment or a message that you actually listened to and then turned into like one of the bands they're recommending. I've done the same thing. I'll give some Beatdown band and they're like, "Oh, well, you'll like these guys." I go find them. Absolutely right. Love them.
Awesome.
Awesome. So keep it coming. Hop into our DMs are open. We have like a lot of conversations in our DMs.
Yeah.
You may not know which of us you're talking to. It's always a little awkward, but like, yeah, I mean, slide in there, send us a message, whatever.
Yep.
So, all right. All that to say, that was a really weird little side tangent.
Hey, no, it was good. All good.
The band that I think everybody should know, and if you don't know, now you know, Smoke 909, baby. Inland Empire. These guys have been out there doing their thing. I first saw Smoke 909 at Mosh for Youth. I saw him get up there. He like wears these glasses and you're kind of like, okay, what's going to go on here? And he's just got the nastiest vocal, like slammy, just pig squeal, just doesn't sound natural what's coming out of his voice.
Yeah.
And then I put it all together. So if you're familiar with Big Ass Truck and they have that song called Corn Fed.
Mm-hmm.
And in that song Corn Fed, there's like someone who hops on with crazy vocals. That's him. So
gotcha.
Both from the IE out there doing their thing. And then last thing, he was at the Sleeping Giant show. So he hopped on for one of the songs they did, one of their old ones where Sleeping Giant used to get a little bit like pig squealy.
Sure, yeah.
He jumped in there. He did a little set for him. So it was really cool to see.
Cool.
Again, like all these guys like helping each other. They're on, I love like the regional scenes. It's really cool.
Oh man, so cool.
So, but yeah, it's like I don't know if I call it beatdown. I don't know if I call it slam. It's like not really either, but it's both.
Yeah.
So if you like those, awesome vocals, go check it out. Give it a spin. Shout out Inland Empire, man.
Awesome, man. I mean, they don't miss, dude.
That's right.
Especially in the beatdown stuff, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Man. Awesome. Yeah, love it. I know those guys have showed up a few times just in like, different rotations and stuff. So I'm gonna have to check them out a little bit more. All right. So speaking of pits, beatdown pits, things like this.
Give it to me.
This is what I've been thinking. And again, part of this could be because recently I've just been like a lot of the stuff I've been listening to is like, I've been listening to a lot of Have Heart, a lot of like youth of today, even like older stuff, like older straight edge bands. And a lot of these bands who like their big goal is like positive change, even like Earth Crisis and vegan bands and stuff like that. Like I'm not vegan, but it's like a lot of these, that's right. I will admit, I was for a couple of years. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But on a lot of straight edge bands and stuff like that. And I just like a lot of it is just like a lot of more like, the positive side of hardcore. And so here's the thing. And I've been seeing, obviously there's a lot of posts, with like beatdown shows and people that are just like there's one guy that I'm buddies with down here that loves beatdown shows. And he's just like, dude just loves the violence. This guy just is all about it. Like he's just every show he's at, he's there to mess somebody up. And it's not even like really good natured. Like he's just there to fight, bro.
Yeah.
It's not like a whole like, oh, if I knock you over, sorry, I'll help you up. It's just like, if I knock you over, bro, you might die, And I get that like within the hardcore scene. Yeah. So I know, and here's the thing, like I do love beatdown. There's a lot of beatdown bands that I really like, like Missing Link, a lot of these bands, a lot of these really heavy bands. I do really like those bands. And there are days where it's like, that's all I want to listen to, whether I'm going to the gym or like, whatever it is. Like, I do love that type of music. And I love being at beatdown shows. Like, I mean, I had the time of my life before, my nose got smashed at Missing Link. And I was super bummed that I missed them and I missed Peeling Flesh. Bayway is kind of like a little bit of beatdown, more hardcore, but like had a ton of fun with them. I think here's where I'm going with all of it. I think where I don't like it as much, and maybe that's just I'm getting older, where I don't like at least at the shows as much is like a lot of the hardcore that I grew up listening to. Like obviously there's a lot of anger in hardcore, right? Like, and there's a lot of things that I'm angry about, dude. Like, angry about the government, angry about these wars we're in, angry about like, all the horrible like inequalities and, all these horrible things that are happening. And a lot of like what hardcore was when I was growing up and it even is now, is like you kind of come together and you're all angry together and you're all letting that aggression out together, but you're not angry at each other kind of a thing, right? Like you're kind of like collectively angry at certain things. But it's like you're not mad at each other. There's like, and I know like back in the day too, like when hardcore was first coming out, bro, like there were like people like when you listen to old, I was listening to Judge the other day. It's like you have whole Judge albums that are like about fighting other crews, So it's like I get that like hardcore has always had this aspect of violence to it, and sometimes it's not just like friendly violence. And like back in the day, people used to like literally beat each other up. Like if you were moshing and you didn't know what you were doing, like, and you were at some little club in New York, like they beat you up because like you were a poser or whatever. Like I do get that. But I think where it kind of loses me is like if at a show, it's like, you're not just mad at all these other things in life. It's like you single out people at the show. And it's like, you're now my enemy. It's like, that's where beatdown kind of loses me, I think, sometimes. I get the anger, but just like the anger, like just for anger's sake and like just trying to like single out people and hurt people at the show. and again, we've said it on the show, like sometimes crowd killing, like you just want to crowd kill, but it's like, I think sometimes there's a difference between like, I don't know, like I'm letting out my aggression, but if I hurt somebody, like, oh man, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not mad at you. Sometimes at beatdown shows, people are just mad at everyone around them. I'm like, I think when the music turns like somebody else that's part of the scene that like you should like relate with, and like, you guys should be friends, because you like the same kind of music. It's like, nah, I hate you. I'm going to punch you in the face, kind of. That's where I think I lose it. And again, maybe I'm going soft in my old age. That's just, I don't know what your thoughts are, but there's times where I'm just like, I'm okay with the violence. I'm okay with like the craziness, but I'm not okay with like hardcore people turning on other hardcore people, I guess is the point I'm trying to make, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I think the only part where I like give pause to it is it does feel different. Like we talked about, we had our viral clip about this or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like depends on the show to me.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to go see Knuckle Sandwich and Body Shot and Tsunami, you have to like understand what's going to happen there.
Yeah.
But like I agree, like if you're at a August Burns Red show and you're just out there punching people in the face that aren't expecting it and are just catching strays. So I don't know. I'm kind of like working it out as I say it. Like it just depends. Because then what gets weird, right, is like you go to some of these festivals. Now you've got these, and we've talked about mixed genre shows a lot too, right? Where you have a Tsunami opening for an August Burns Red, which I could totally see because they would do something like that, So it's all kind of like tied in together. But I don't know. It's tough because I agree. I guess like if I really break it down, like I agree, like no one should be out there just like targeting people,
right?
And like it shouldn't be an excuse or like a blank check to just like go beat the crap out of a random person. Like that's not cool. But then like on the same page, understand that if you're on the edge of the pit at a hardcore or a beatdown show, like what kind of happens there. So it's like it's a gray area. But like with all that said, of a base area of like, don't just target people and like beat the crap out of like an innocent person. You know?
Well, and that came up when we were talking about like the whole End It thing, the banana gate thing, but that guy wasn't hurt. But, someone's like, like somebody was killed like after an On Broken Wings show or something like that. I don't remember if it was On Broken Wings or somebody like a couple weeks ago, somebody was like literally beat to death after a hardcore show. And that's the stuff where I'm like, hey man, that's not. And I will say most like beatdown bands, like, you're up on stage and you're like, someone could accuse them like, oh, you're inciting violence. But it's like, that's kind of the point. Like, it's like, but I think if that, and you're always going to get some, bad eggs, in that are mixed in with, everyone else at these shows. But I guess I would say, like, for me, the heart of hardcore, at least when I was growing up, for the most part, was like, yes, these shows are violent. Yes, I may accidentally break your nose, or I may accidentally like shove you over or like punch you in the face or something like that. But it's like, it's still all love kind of a thing. It's like, or if it's not, you're not my problem, and like, what you're signing up for being at a hardcore show. I know what I'm signing up for. There's no hard feelings. But I think, if you get people in there that like don't really embrace that aspect of the scene and it's just like, nah, I'm just here to hurt somebody. I think that's where, and I know someone's going to come in and comments, well, that's what hardcore is, or someone's going to tell me I pee sitting down again or something like that. But, like.
I definitely, I think like one thing to be clear too is I'm not, you didn't say this, but like, I don't think you should blame the bands. Cause like, that's like the art, right? Like the
absolutely.
art is let's fire people up. And like, we were, that band that I shouted out and I'm like, I love right now, Gallows Spine. I'm going to mention them every podcast just so they get some attention.
Good, bro.
But they've got that line where like, this is the kind of music you commit crimes to.
Exactly.
It's like
exactly.
That doesn't mean like go commit a crime in the name of
You're
Gallows
so
Spine,
right.
And it's kind of the same thing as like, gangster rap, right? Where it's like, they're like talking about their life, and like these things that they go through that most of us don't have no idea. Like, and then Beatdown is like a lot of it Tsunami, I think Tsunami started as like a joke band, like saying like kind of memes, and I'm pretty sure that's true. I don't want to get torn apart for this, but like it was like, what is like the most ridiculous things I can say?
Yeah.
What are the most ridiculous clips we can throw in?
Yeah.
And again, it's like it's kind of like art from artist, but like all that to say, also, don't like just attack, like target somebody and attack somebody because it's a mosh pit and you can get away with it.
Right.
So.
And I guess that, and maybe this is a longer discussion that like we can have too. But yeah, I mean, I remember back in the day, they tried to blame Eminem and Marilyn Manson for like school shootings. I remember there was a shooting in a mall and the shooter was wearing an Acacia Strain shirt. And so there was all this discussion like, well, they sing violent songs, but it's like, and maybe that's the key there is it's not the artist, because you talk to any of these people, none of them want to none of them want you to go beat somebody to death, kind of a thing.
Totally.
But at the same time, you just get people that maybe just don't understand, or they can't, maybe, they are dealing with their own things. And so I don't know where I'm going with all of that, but it's an interesting thing. I think it's not so much like you said, the band's fault, but it's like when someone takes that and it's like they misunderstand what a band is trying to communicate, because like negative emotions, violent emotions, all that stuff, like that's part of the human spectrum. And that's what I love about hardcore is it is a scene where you can like get into a pit and you can kind of let some of those things out without actually going and like, beating your stepdad to death or something like that, whatever it is. So
totally. And I mean, like part of what I love about it, this kind of goes to the whole dads who mosh thing. It's like, my life is like soccer practice and Zoom calls and like, thankfully not diapers anymore, but like, that's what my life is. So there's like part of me that just wants to go and listen to someone like yell about starting riots and burning cars and watching people like punch each other in the face.
So and maybe the lesson in all of this is like, maybe now that I'm older, maybe I just sit back and enjoy beatdown shows and I don't jump in, but I feel like it's going to be hard to
it is
always
it's so
stay
hard.
out of the pit.
It's so hard. I know every time I go, it's like, no, I don't think tonight, and then you find yourself right in the middle
every single time, man.
Yeah,
but. All right. Well, we got some hardcore news.
Yeah. As far as news, the only big ones that I saw this week, two really big tours announced that I was excited about. So Senses Fail announced a tour. They're going on tour with Koyo, we talked about here before. Another embarrassing take. I'm a closet emo kid. Like I love these like emo bands. Senses Fail, Taking Back Sunday. When I'm not listening to Beatdown, I'm like crying to myself in my car, singing about my ex-girlfriend that I never had,
That's right. Yeah.
But that's, I don't know. That's it. I was excited about that one. And then the Turnstile tour. That one. Okay. So let's break this one down a little bit. They're going on tour. They're doing like a part 2 to their Never Enough big tour. But every show has different openers, it looks like.
That's what it looks like. Yep.
So I got a notification because, I'm signed up on some list that said the show's coming near you. And it was Turnstile with Terror and Boy Harsher. I have no idea who Boy Harsher is.
Yeah, I don't either.
But Terror is going to be here. I got the notification goes Terror. So that's cool. But then when I went to the webpage, it's like Haywire and Texas is the Reason is playing in Milwaukee, and Agnostic Front and Angel Dust and Hatebreed. Like all these different bands are playing at different stops.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really cool way to do it.
I think it's cool, man. I think we kind of landed on that with the whole mixed genre or whatever like thing. I think you and I at least agree, like this stuff is kind of cool. Like I think it's cool to have these mixed things. I think it's cool that Turnstile is, doing this mix of like remaining true to their hardcore roots with bands like Agnostic Front, Hatebreed, and Terror and stuff like that. But then it's like, let's also bring along Angel Dust. There's a hip hop artist that's going to be opening for, I can't remember who it was. But it's just they're killing it right now, and they're just bringing along, I think, all these different influences and stuff. So I think it's cool, man. I think it's a super cool tour. I don't think I think California is probably the closest they're coming here because they stopped in Mesa on their original or their part 1 of that tour. But I mean, I would probably do it if they were close. I would probably go see it for sure.
Yeah, I am not the biggest Turnstile fan, just like the music itself, but I have a lot of respect for, like, they're just not doing things the same way.
Yeah.
Even their, that big show they did in Baltimore, it looked like, freaking, just what's that festival? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it looked like not Coachella, but it looked like
Why can't I think
Woodstock.
of it? Woodstock. That's
Yep. I knew what you were thinking.
exactly. It looked like Woodstock, just this
Yeah.
free concert in Baltimore, and everyone's crowd surfing and stage
Yeah, super
diving. It just
cool.
looked epic. And then,
Yep.
their whole, like, they released their album as a movie in the movie theaters.
That's right.
Kind
That's
of
right.
a cool, different thing.
Winning Grammys.
Yeah, exactly. They did the NPR Tiny Desk concert,
That's right.
So
That's right.
it's just cool. It's been cool,
Yeah.
but again, like, not really. I don't like play them very often, but
Yeah.
it's cool to see what they're doing.
Yeah. No, I like it. Do
Let's
you ever
do it.
listen to Poppy much?
No, only when she did that song with Knock Loose. That was the only, that was the only time.
She did one with Bad Omen. She released an album that was kind of like a mix of, like, some of it was kind of metalcore, some of it more like popcore kind of a thing. But she just released a new single, Dying to Forget. And what is interesting is now she's got Stephen Harrison, who played guitar for The Chariot, Fever 333, now plays for House of Protection, with Eric from not Sleep Token. What's the other one? Something Sleep. But and then Isaac Hale played with her. Isaac Hale plays guitar for like half of the hardcore bands out there. Knocked Loose, X Weapon X. He played for Inclination. He's all over the place. So I mean, it was cool. It's a cool sound. I mean, it's a very like standard metalcore song, but I mean, kind of a cool mashup. I think. I mean, I love Stephen Harrison, man, and Isaac Hale is super cool too. So I mean, it was a cool song for sure.
Yeah. I saw that. So I listened to a new single by Throne. So if you like Throne, it's very Throne-y. Like, it does that kind of like electronic kind of, because it's cool because it's like a little bit different than like the rest of the metalcore, hardcore out there. It just like Throne has that like angry sound, like very kind of like electronic sound.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I mean, I would go check it out. That new single is called Rehearsed. So, and I'm pretty sure they've got a new album coming out. It's kind of like that slow roll of the singles. So.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. No Cure has another single that they just dropped. I mean, this is like the year of No Cure. I think I'm going to end up seeing them like 3 or 4 different times. Love this band. Slowly Turning Blue is the new single. It's cool, man. I mean,
dude, it's really cool. I know you're kind of the No Cure super fan. I listen to them here and there. This song has come up a couple times. This Slowly Turning Blue, and like there's like this intro riff thing to it. It's just like it's so cool. It's really catchy. Like
very cool.
It grabs your attention right at the very beginning. And
yes. Yeah. I should throw out there too, I did see on Instagram Blythe from No Cure, who's the vocalist from No Cure, and Adam, who's from Orthodox, and a few other people I didn't necessarily recognize, but they posted something about a new band, the two of them and some other folks. So we'll see. I can't remember what the band was called. Maybe we'll post it, but something to keep an eye out for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right. And then I feel like I just say good things about every album and every single that we put on here. Maybe that's because we like don't list the ones that we don't care for. But I am not a huge fan of this new Boundaries single. I think it's like their 3rd single they put out on this album, and it's like, I don't know. Like I love Boundaries in the past, but this one is just not doing it for me.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's fine.
As much as it pains me, I'm right there with you. None of them, which is kind of funny because I feel like every other Boundaries album that comes out, it's like I love it, and then the next one comes out, I'm like, eh. And then it's like the next one comes out and I love it. And I loved Death is Little More, man. I mean, it was like my top album when it came out in 24 or whatever. Like, I loved that album. This one, I mean, it's like, and it's fine. They're embracing the more like, the metalcore version that has like the clean vocals.
A lot of cleans, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I don't know. And whatever, you don't have to sound the same. People go through different things and have different things they're writing about. I liked it better when Boundaries was angry, and wrote Death is a little more. That was the version I liked. I love their heavy stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll see what the album sounds like, but I still really dig them. I'm gonna go watch them open for Knocked Loose, when they come through. Still really like the band. This just, hasn't been my favorite stuff that they've put out for sure.
Yeah. Okay, the last one I had on here, so Brand of Sacrifice. Have you ever listened to them?
I saw them, like, speaking of Boundaries, I saw them and Boundaries and like Lorna Shore years ago.
Okay, yeah. I was on a big Brand of Sacrifice kick for a while. They just like, so they're like in the deathcore side, but they have a unique deathcore sound that's like epic. It's like you're gonna go slay a dragon.
Exactly.
Sound. Like
Shadow of Intent does like the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like, and when I got into them, like apparently there's like a lot of like anime influence, like even the name of the band and a lot of like the imagery they do, and kind of like, and it's like, and so it's built on these like epic sounds, and that's what I loved about it. Like some of my favorite songs, like, if you go look up like Eclipse or Lifeblood, just these like, I don't know, fires you up like you're gonna go into battle.
Yeah.
This was another one that I was kind of like meh about. And I actually saw an interview. They were on a different podcast. And Kyle, the lead singer, who's got crazy talented vocals, like his voice does things that I shouldn't do. And he said that like they kind of were like having problems. They like couldn't agree on like a direction and a sound. And I don't know, like they were like, oh, we finally agreed on a direction. It was like, it doesn't maybe feel like it. Like
maybe you should have kept arguing.
Yeah. So like, man, tons of respect for those guys in that band. But like the new stuff is just like, I don't know. Especially after like waiting 2 years, you expect something to.
Yeah. Well, on the positive side of things, which this may come as some surprise, we talk, like you just said, beatdown, emo, we're all over the place.
That's right.
This song, which will lead into my weekly addition to the Dads Who Mosh playlist, it literally came out today by Fiddlehead. It's the song "Baby I'll Change." This song is so good, man. I've listened to it like 14 times since it dropped today. It's, was it Pat, that did vocals for Have Heart, does vocals for Fiddlehead, kind of like, a whole, like Trapped Under Ice versus Angel Dust kind of a thing. He's just such a good songwriter, man. And like this song, it's about addiction, like, recovering from addiction, getting better for the people that you love. And again, I might be biased just because I have this mad love for Have Heart, but this song is so good. It's so emotional. The way that it builds, the lyrics, like I'm so obsessed with this song, and it's been out for all of like, 4 hours, today or something like that, so good that like I added it to our playlist this week. I'm like, this song, like I feel like I'm going to be listening to this song forever. So most people out there, I'm sure, have seen something about this, but go check out, if you haven't listened to Fiddlehead, listen to Fiddlehead, and definitely check out their new song, man. It's so good. It's such a good song, man. It like hits me right in the feels. It's like when you just hear a song and like you just feel something, like some music can get you excited. You're like, oh, that's really cool. And sometimes you just like sit and listen, and you're just like kind of like soaking in this song. I don't know. That's how I feel about "Baby I'll Change" by Fiddlehead. So such a good song, man. That's what I put on the playlist this week too, because it's that good.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I'll jump right into mine. I went a little bit different direction with my addition to the playlist.
Awesome.
I think I've talked about this band before. I've got their T-shirt, but I couldn't believe we didn't have anything on the playlist yet.
It's true.
The song is "Morbid Vision" by Whispers. If you're not familiar with Whispers, they're amazing. Hardcore band out of Bangkok. They live in Thailand. They call themselves like evil core. Is this like, because it's like hardcore, it's kind of metalcore, it's kind of deathcore. It's just like, it's awesome. It's very unique. It's fun. And then that song specifically, "Morbid Vision," is a real banger. So go check that one out. It's awesome. It's on the playlist. Go listen to the playlist.
Awesome. Did you get your tickets to Out of Pocket?
Oh man, I haven't bought them yet. They're still available. That's 2 days away. I might have suckered Austin from the Undertaking into going with me. So we'll see. We'll see. I've been texting him about it. So
awesome. I realized that we're getting, I don't know, somewhat close to September, which is within these walls, is here in Mesa, September 19th. There is a pre-show as well that I got tickets for, and Out of Pocket is going to be playing that pre-show. Skin Ticket, Extinction AD are playing that. And then obviously, within these walls is coming up September 19th. Incendiary and Comeback Kid are headlining, but then like No Cure, Wrist Meets Razor, Set Your Goals, Sky Came Falling, all kinds of great bands are playing that one. I saw too that Norma Jean is playing here on July 26th.
Crazy,
and they're playing with Upon a Burning Body, which I'm not the biggest Upon a Burning Body fan.
I think you've told me that before.
Maybe I have. Yeah. So it seemed like a weird mix, but I think they're co-headlining, so it could be a cool set. So I may go check out Norma Jean when they come through on the 26th. I just it totally flew under my radar. I was like, oh, I'd go see Norma Jean. Because I said here on the podcast, I've never seen Norma Jean play a regular set. It's always been an anniversary set. It's always been for Oh God, the Aftermath. So I've seen Norma Jean twice, and it's only just been Oh God, the Aftermath played, in its entirety. So be worth going to see those guys, maybe just to kind of get something, in between now and Sound and Fury.
Yeah, that's right. So, and then, just last thing, like if you guys see us at shows, come say hi. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Tell us what you love or hate about it. Well, so it's cool to connect with you guys.
Absolutely. And if you guys like what we're putting out there, be sure to share us, share the podcast, send somebody the clips. We appreciate the follows. It's just, like I said, at the end of the day, it's just cool meeting everybody and hanging out, getting music recommendations, running into people at shows. We appreciate it all.
All right. I think that's it.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you next time.
Peace.